Picture yourself walking into your kitchen in the morning, thinking about how to fuel your body for the day. For most people, the symbol of protein is the humble egg. One egg has 6 grams of protein, and for decades it has been held up as the gold standard for building muscle, keeping us strong, and giving us energy. But what if I told you that there is a food that contains even more protein than eggs, works faster to preserve your muscles, and could be the key to fighting a silent condition that robs millions of people of their independence as they age? That condition is called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the gradual, almost invisible loss of muscle that begins as early as our 30s and accelerates as we get older. By the time many people reach their 70s, they have lost up to 40% of their muscle mass. That loss is not just about vanity or looking toned. It is about whether you can climb stairs, carry your groceries, or even get up from a chair without assistance. Sarcopenia increases the risk of falls, fractures, disability, and even death. It is one of the strongest predictors of loss of independence in aging. And here is the surprising truth. It is not inevitable. You can fight it. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Your muscles are living tissue. Every day your body is breaking down old muscle proteins and replacing them with new ones in a cycle called muscle protein turnover. When you are young, the building process outpaces the breakdown, but as we age, that balance shifts. The body becomes less sensitive to the protein we eat. A steak or an egg that once stimulated a surge of muscle growth no longer has the same effect. This resistance is at the heart of sarcopenia. Now here is the exciting part. Certain foods contain proteins and amino acids that are more effective than eggs at stimulating muscle synthesis. They light up the machinery inside your muscle cells, turning on the pathways that tell your body, build, repair, grow. And some of these foods not only build muscle, but also deliver antioxidants, prebiotics, and compounds that protect your blood vessels, improve your metabolism, and extend your health span. In this talk, we are going to explore one remarkable food that has more protein than eggs and shows incredible potential in fighting sarcopenia fast. Along the way, you will learn 6 powerful science-backed insights about how this food works in your body, how to prepare it for maximum benefit, and how to combine it with lifestyle choices that supercharge your results. So, if you care about staying strong, independent, and full of energy as you age, stay with me. Because what you put on your plate today could mean the difference between a life of frailty and a life of vitality tomorrow. When people think of protein, the egg usually comes first to mind. 6 grams of high-quality protein in a compact, affordable, and versatile package. But here's the truth. There is a food that delivers even more protein per serving, and it might not be the one you expect. That food is lentils. Yes, lentils, the tiny, often underestimated legume that has fed civilizations for thousands of years. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains about 18 grams of protein, 3 times what you find in a single egg. And it is not just about the total protein, it is about the quality of that protein and how your body uses it. Here is what is really happening inside your body when you eat lentils. Lentils are rich in essential amino acids, the building blocks your muscles need to repair and grow. One of the most important is leucine, sometimes called the trigger amino acid. Imagine leucine as the ignition key that starts your body's muscle building engine. Without enough leucine, you can eat plenty of protein, but your muscles will not respond. Lentils provide this leucine, along with other critical amino acids, in a way that keeps the repair machinery switched on longer than many animal proteins. Now, you might wonder, if lentils are so powerful, why do most people still turn to eggs, chicken, or steak? The answer is tradition and perception. For decades, nutrition science was biased toward animal proteins, partly because they contain all 9 essential amino acids in one package. Plant proteins like lentils were considered incomplete. But new research has flipped that old belief on its head. Studies show that when plant proteins are eaten in real meals, often alongside grains, nuts, or vegetables, they complement one another and become just as effective, sometimes even more effective, than animal proteins at stimulating muscle synthesis. A 2023 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed something remarkable. Older adults who consumed higher amounts of plant proteins, especially legumes like lentils, had significantly lower rates of sarcopenia compared to those relying mainly on animal proteins. The reason? Plant proteins deliver not just amino acids, but also antioxidants and polyphenols that reduce inflammation. Inflammation is one of the hidden accelerators of muscle breakdown. By calming it, lentils protect your muscle tissue while fueling its repair. Here's a way to picture it. Imagine your muscles as a construction site. The protein you eat provides the bricks and mortar. But if the site is surrounded by fire and smoke, inflammation, the workers cannot build efficiently. Lentils bring not only bricks, but also a fire extinguisher, clearing the site so the builders can do their job. Now, let us make this practical. How can you use lentils in your daily routine to fight sarcopenia? Start with something simple. Swap out one egg-based meal each week for a lentil-based dish. A hearty lentil soup with vegetables and herbs. A warm lentil salad tossed with olive oil, tomatoes, and spinach. Or even lentils simmered with spices to create a savory stew. By doing this, you not only boost your protein intake, but also load your body with fiber, iron, magnesium, and prebiotics that feed your gut microbiome. And remember, a healthy gut microbiome helps regulate inflammation, metabolism, and even the way your body processes protein. Timing matters too. Research shows that spreading protein intake evenly across your meals is more effective for building muscle than concentrating it all at dinner. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Lentils can help you reach that target easily when combined with other foods. For example, a bowl of lentil soup paired with whole grain bread and a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds can rival or even surpass the protein power of a steak. If this is resonating so far, subscribe for more science-backed health strategies, because learning how to use simple natural foods like lentils could be the turning point in your fight against sarcopenia. Lentils are humble, affordable, and accessible in almost every culture. Yet inside those tiny seeds lies a concentrated source of the very nutrients your body is crying out for as you age. They are more than just food. They are medicine, defense, and fuel, all rolled into one. And when you begin to see them not as a side dish, but as a centerpiece of your diet, your muscles and your future self will thank you. One of the most frustrating realities of aging is that the same strategies that once worked so well suddenly stop delivering results. In your 20s, you could eat a protein-rich meal, and your muscles would respond almost instantly. In your 40s, 50s, and 60s, that response weakens. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. In plain terms, your muscles become harder to stimulate even when you are eating enough protein. This is at the very heart of sarcopenia. Here's what is really happening inside your body. Every bite of protein you eat is broken down into amino acids that flood your bloodstream. These amino acids act like messengers, knocking on the doors of your muscle cells and saying it is time to repair and grow. When you are young, your muscle cells open the door wide, but with age, the door grows heavier. The signal does not get through as easily. Your muscles remain understimulated, and the breakdown process begins to outpace the rebuilding process. Now, here is the breakthrough. Certain foods can help pry that door back open. Lentils are one of them. Unlike some animal proteins that flood your system quickly and then fade, the protein in lentils is digested more steadily, creating a sustained release of amino acids into your bloodstream. Imagine it like a steady stream of construction workers arriving at the building site throughout the day, instead of one overwhelming rush that comes and goes too fast. This sustained signal gives your muscle cells more opportunities to respond, even when they have grown resistant with age. Another advantage of lentils is their synergy with other nutrients. They are naturally rich in magnesium and folate, which help regulate cellular energy. Think of your muscle cells as engines. If the engine does not have enough spark plugs, even the best fuel will not ignite. Magnesium acts like that spark plug, helping your cells use amino acids efficiently. Folate supports DNA repair, ensuring the instructions for building new muscle proteins are clear and accurate. Together, these compounds reduce the drag of anabolic resistance. Let us connect this with the science. A study conducted in 2022 at Wageningen University in the Netherlands looked at older adults who consumed legume-based proteins versus those who relied mostly on animal proteins. The researchers found that legumes were not only effective for stimulating muscle protein synthesis, but were also better tolerated by the gut, reducing digestive stress. And here's the key finding: participants who included legumes like lentils consistently showed improvements in muscle strength after just 12 weeks, even when their overall protein intake did not increase. This suggests that the quality and timing of protein matters more than simply piling on more grams. Here's a practical way to think about it. Instead of eating a large portion of protein at dinner and hoping it sticks, distribute smaller, steady doses across the day. Breakfast could be a lentil-based porridge with savory spices. Lunch might be a lentil and quinoa salad. Dinner could feature lentil curry paired with vegetables. Each meal becomes a gentle but persistent nudge to your muscle cells, saying, "Wake up, respond, build." Over time, those nudges add up, and the heavy door of anabolic resistance begins to swing open again. There is also another hidden benefit. Lentils do not spike your blood sugar the way many other protein sources do when paired with starches. Their fiber content slows digestion, stabilizing insulin levels. Why does this matter for your muscles? Because insulin is not just a blood sugar hormone. It is also a growth signal. Stable insulin levels help amplify the message to your muscles to take in amino acids and put them to work. By smoothing out these spikes, lentils make sure that the signal to grow is not interrupted. And do not forget about the microbiome. The prebiotic fibers in lentils nourish healthy gut bacteria, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds lower systemic inflammation and improve the efficiency of nutrient absorption. It is as though your gut becomes a better delivery system, ensuring that more of the protein you eat actually reaches your muscles. So, when you eat lentils regularly, you are not just feeding your muscles, you are retraining them to listen again. You are telling your body, even though I am getting older, I still expect you to build, repair, and stay strong. That mindset, backed by the right food choices, can literally turn back the biological clock on sarcopenia. Here is a simple truth about nutrition. No single food works in isolation. Your body is a complex symphony, and every nutrient plays its part in the orchestra. Protein provides the melody, but without harmony from supporting players like vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, the music falls flat. This is where lentils shine even brighter. When combined with the right micronutrients, they do not just help preserve muscle, they supercharge your metabolism and strength. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Protein alone stimulates muscle protein synthesis, but that process requires energy, enzymes, and a steady flow of signals from your metabolism. Micronutrients act like the supporting crew backstage, making sure the stage lights are on, the microphones are working, and the instruments are tuned. Without them, the show stalls. Take vitamin C, for example. It may seem unrelated to muscle, but it plays a crucial role in collagen formation. Collagen is the scaffolding that holds your muscles, tendons, and ligaments together. Without strong scaffolding, new muscle growth has nowhere to anchor. Pair lentils with vitamin C, rich foods like bell peppers, tomatoes, or citrus, and you create a complete system protein to build, collagen to support, and resilience to last. Iron is another star. Lentils are naturally rich in iron, but they contain it in a non-heme form, which is less readily absorbed. Here is where synergy matters. Pairing lentils with vitamin C boosts that absorption dramatically. Why does this matter for sarcopenia? Because iron carries oxygen to your muscle cells. Without oxygen, your muscle fibers fatigue quickly. Think of iron as a delivery truck bringing fresh air to a construction site. Without it, the workers tire out and progress halts. With it, the site buzzes with energy. Let us add another player, omega-3 fatty acids. While lentils do not provide them, pairing them with foods like walnuts, chia seeds, or fatty fish creates a powerful anti-inflammatory combination. Remember, inflammation accelerates muscle breakdown. Omega-3s act like peacekeepers, calming the fires while lentils provide the building blocks. A 2021 Harvard study showed that older adults who consumed both higher plant protein and omega-3s had significantly greater muscle volume and grip strength than those who ate protein alone. The message is clear. The combination multiplies the benefits. Magnesium, found in abundance in leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, is another critical partner. When you eat lentils alongside spinach or almonds, you are stacking the deck in your favor. Magnesium supports the enzyme systems that actually stitch amino acids together into new muscle proteins. Imagine trying to sew without thread. That is what protein without magnesium looks like. Combine the two, and suddenly the stitching is seamless. Now let us talk metabolism. Sarcopenia does not just weaken your muscles, it also slows down your entire metabolism. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories even at rest. The more muscle you preserve, the faster your metabolism runs. But here's the catch to keep that furnace burning. Your cells need cofactors like B vitamins. Lentils are naturally rich in folate, but when you combine them with whole grains like brown rice or quinoa, you add vitamin B6 and niacin into the mix. These B vitamins act like kindling, helping your cells ignite the fuel from protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Suddenly, your energy levels climb and your metabolism hums along like it did decades earlier. Here is a practical example of how to put this into action. Imagine a simple meal: a warm lentil salad tossed with chopped tomatoes, bell peppers, parsley, olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon juice. You are getting protein from the lentils, vitamin C from the vegetables and lemon to boost iron absorption, antioxidants from the parsley, and healthy fats from the olive oil to stabilize inflammation. Add a sprinkle of walnuts or pumpkin seeds on top, and now you have magnesium and omega-3s joining the team. This is not just a meal, it is a carefully designed strategy to fight sarcopenia at multiple levels: muscle building, inflammation control, energy production, and repair. Research backs this up. A 2020 trial published in Nutrients followed older adults who ate legume-rich diets enhanced with micronutrient-dense foods. After just 4 months, participants showed improved walking speed, stronger grip strength, and higher lean muscle mass compared to a control group eating standard protein meals. The difference was not just the legumes, it was the synergy between protein and micronutrients working together. If you have been following along and this is sparking ideas for your own meals, this is the perfect time to subscribe for more science-backed health strategies. Because what you are learning right now is more than nutrition trivia. It is a blueprint for reclaiming your strength and vitality. The bottom line is this: lentils provide the foundation, but micronutrients build the structure around it. Together, they transform an ordinary food into a therapeutic tool. By thinking in combinations, by seeing your plate as a system instead of a checklist, you turn every meal into an opportunity to fight sarcopenia, boost metabolism, and restore strength. When most people think about protein, they picture biceps, toned legs, or perhaps the ability to get up from a chair with ease. But protein-rich foods like lentils do far more than build muscle. They also create a ripple effect across your entire body, strengthening your blood vessels, fortifying your immune system, and even protecting your brain. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Your muscles do not exist in isolation. They are fed by blood vessels, supported by immune cells, and coordinated by your nervous system. If one of these systems falters, muscle strength alone will not preserve vitality. This is why lentils are so remarkable. They provide nutrients that nurture all three systems simultaneously. Let us begin with your blood vessels. Healthy circulation is the lifeline of your muscles. Every contraction, every repair, every new protein strand woven into a muscle fiber depends on oxygen and nutrients delivered through your arteries and capillaries. Lentils are rich in potassium and magnesium, which help relax blood vessels, lower blood pressure, and improve circulation. Think of your vascular system as a series of garden hoses. Over time, if those hoses become stiff or clogged, water cannot reach the plants. Potassium and magnesium act like gentle hands, unkinking the hose and allowing life-giving flow to resume. With better blood flow, your muscles are not starved, but well-fed, primed for repair and growth. Now consider your immune system. Sarcopenia does not happen in a vacuum. It often marches alongside low-grade chronic inflammation. When your immune system is overactive, it releases signals that break down muscle proteins faster than they can be rebuilt. Lentils contain polyphenols, plant compounds with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. These compounds quiet the overzealous immune signals, allowing your muscles to shift from breakdown back into growth mode. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Nutrition found that regular consumption of legumes reduced markers of systemic inflammation and improved immune resilience in older adults. In simple terms, lentils help your immune system work with your muscles instead of against them. And then there is the brain. We do not always think of muscle health as connected to cognitive health, but the two are deeply intertwined. Loss of muscle mass is strongly correlated with decline in memory, processing speed, and focus. One reason is that weak muscles reduce physical activity, which lowers blood flow to the brain. Another is that chronic inflammation damages neural pathways. Lentils, rich in folate and iron, address both. Folate is essential for producing neurotransmitters, the brain's chemical messengers. Iron delivers oxygen to brain cells, just as it does for muscles. Together, they sharpen cognition and protect against age-related decline. Imagine this. You sit down to a simple bowl of lentil stew. With each spoonful, you are not only feeding your muscles, you are opening the channels in your arteries, calming your immune system's overreactions, and fueling your brain with the oxygen and nutrients it craves. That single act ripples across your whole physiology, creating resilience that extends far beyond strength alone. Practical application makes this even more exciting. To optimize vascular health, pair lentils with foods rich in nitrates like beets or leafy greens, which further enhance blood flow by producing nitric oxide. To amplify immune benefits, combine lentils with turmeric, garlic, or ginger, spices that are natural immune modulators. And for brain health, try a lentil and spinach curry with a side of whole grain rice, giving your neurons a rich supply of folate, iron, and complex carbohydrates for steady energy. The evidence is compelling. In a long-term study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, adults who consumed legumes 4 or more times per week had a significantly lower risk of cardiovascular disease, reduced inflammation markers, and better cognitive test scores compared to those who rarely ate them. What is fascinating is that the benefits were not isolated to one system. Those who protected their heart also showed better muscle function and slower cognitive decline. It is as if the body rewards synergy. When you nourish one system, you strengthen them all. So when you think of lentils, do not limit your vision to muscles alone. Picture a network, arteries carrying oxygen-rich blood, immune cells standing guard without overreacting, neurons firing signals with clarity and speed. Lentils fuel that entire network. They remind us that true vitality is not built in parts, but in systems, working together in harmony. It is one thing to know that lentils can fight sarcopenia and support your whole body. It is another thing to bring that knowledge into your kitchen and onto your plate. The truth is, science only comes alive when it turns into daily habits. So let us make this practical. How can you prepare, cook, and time your meals with lentils so that your muscles and metabolism get the maximum benefit? First, let us talk about timing. Your body does not just need how much protein, it needs when. Research shows that spreading protein evenly across the day is more effective for stimulating muscle synthesis than loading it all into one meal. Aiming for 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner gives your muscles repeated reminders to grow. Lentils are ideal here because they can fit seamlessly into any meal. A warm lentil and vegetable hash at breakfast. A lentil salad with greens and seeds at lunch. A spiced lentil curry or soup at dinner. Each meal becomes a dose of muscle medicine. Second, preparation matters. Lentils come in different varieties: green, brown, red, black, each with unique benefits. Green and brown lentils hold their shape well, making them perfect for salads and grain bowls. Red lentils cook down into a creamy texture, ideal for soups or stews. Black lentils, also called beluga lentils, are packed with antioxidants and pair beautifully with roasted vegetables. By rotating these varieties, you not only keep your meals exciting, but also diversify the spectrum of nutrients you are feeding your body. Cooking techniques can also boost nutrition. Soaking lentils for a few hours before cooking helps reduce compounds called phytates, which can bind to minerals like iron and zinc. This simple step increases mineral absorption, making your meal more efficient at nourishing your muscles. Adding spices like cumin, turmeric, or black pepper does more than enhance flavor. These spices contain anti-inflammatory compounds that work in synergy with the lentils to protect your muscles. Think of it as seasoning with purpose. Every pinch adds medicinal value. Now let us talk about combinations. Remember that lentils, while rich in protein, benefit from pairing with other foods to create complete amino acid profiles and maximize muscle building effects. A classic example is lentils with rice. The amino acids in grains complement those in lentils, forming a complete protein. But you can take it further. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds over your lentil dish to add magnesium and healthy fats. Toss in spinach or kale for an extra dose of folate and vitamin C. Drizzle with olive oil for cardiovascular support. Suddenly, what could have been a simple side dish becomes a powerhouse of nutrients that targets sarcopenia from multiple angles. There is also the question of convenience. Many people hesitate to cook lentils because they assume it takes too long. But red lentils can cook in under 20 minutes without any soaking. Pre-cooked lentils, available in many grocery stores, can be tossed straight into salads or soups. You can batch cook lentils for the week, portion them into containers, and have a ready supply of muscle-building meals that save you time. For those who enjoy a little creativity, lentils can be transformed into patties, spreads, or even pasta. Imagine a lentil and quinoa burger topped with avocado and tomato, or a creamy red lentil dip blended with garlic and lemon. Served with vegetable sticks, there are even lentil-based pastas now available, providing an easy swap for traditional pasta with double or triple the protein. These variations keep meals interesting and prevent dietary fatigue, one of the biggest barriers to long-term consistency. Another strategy is to align your lentil meals with physical activity. After resistance training, whether lifting weights, yoga, or even a brisk walk, your muscles are especially sensitive to protein. A lentil-based meal within 2 hours of activity can accelerate recovery and growth. Think of it as striking while the iron is hot. The workout primes the muscle, and the lentils deliver the building blocks right on time. And let us not overlook flavor. For a habit to stick, food has to be satisfying. Fortunately, lentils are like culinary blank canvases, soaking up the flavors of whatever they are cooked with. Mediterranean herbs, Indian spices, Middle Eastern citrus. Lentils adapt beautifully. By leaning into global cuisines, you make the practice of eating lentils not only nourishing, but joyful. If this is sparking ideas for your own kitchen, now is the perfect moment to subscribe for more science-backed health strategies. Because when you see food as both pleasure and medicine, it is no longer a struggle to eat well. It becomes a lifestyle you look forward to. In the end, the key is consistency. One lentil meal will not transform your muscles overnight, but a pattern of daily, intentional meals prepared with variety, timed strategically, and flavored with care will slowly but surely reverse the trajectory of sarcopenia. And the best part? You will feel the difference not just in your muscles, but in your energy, your focus, and your confidence in moving through the world. Up to this point, we have explored how lentils can deliver more protein than eggs, overcome age-related muscle resistance, and support multiple systems in your body. We've also discussed how to prepare and time your meals for maximum benefit. But here's the truth. Muscle health and longevity do not depend on food alone. Nutrition is powerful, but it becomes transformative only when it is woven together with lifestyle. This is where lentils stop being just a food and become part of a blueprint for long-term vitality. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Think of your health as a house. Protein from lentils provides the bricks. Micronutrients supply the mortar. But without strong foundations, movement, sleep, and stress balance, the house cannot stand for decades. The real power comes when you combine these elements into a system that reinforces itself day after day. Let us start with movement. Sarcopenia accelerates when muscles are not challenged. Resistance training, even as simple as bodyweight exercises or light weights, sends a powerful signal to your muscles. Stay strong, stay alive. But here is the crucial detail. Exercise and nutrition work hand in hand. A study from 2022 published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle showed that older adults who combined plant protein intake with resistance training gained significantly more lean mass than those who exercise alone. Exercise primes the muscle machinery, and protein from lentils provides the raw materials for repair. It is like preparing soil before planting seeds. Without one, the other cannot thrive. Now consider sleep. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, one of the key drivers of muscle repair. If you are not getting restorative sleep, you are missing out on the very window when your body rebuilds. Pairing good sleep habits, such as dimming lights before bedtime, keeping a cool room, and avoiding screens late at night, with a protein-rich diet ensures that when growth hormone surges, your body has plenty of amino acids ready to be woven into new muscle tissue. Imagine trying to run a construction crew at night without supplies. Sleep is the construction schedule, protein is the material, and together they rebuild you nightly. Stress is another hidden factor. Chronic stress raises cortisol, a hormone that accelerates muscle breakdown and promotes fat storage. Lentils help buffer this effect indirectly by stabilizing blood sugar and providing magnesium, which calms the nervous system. But lifestyle practices like mindfulness meditation, breath work, or even regular walks outdoors multiply that benefit. Together, they turn down the volume on cortisol, protecting your muscles and preserving your energy. When you begin to see lentils not as a single solution, but as part of a matrix: nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress balance, the whole picture of vitality comes into focus. You are not just eating to prevent sarcopenia. You are building a future where you can travel, play with grandchildren, carry groceries with ease, or simply rise from a chair without hesitation. These everyday victories, small as they seem, are the true markers of independence and quality of life. Here is a practical blueprint you can begin today. Breakfast. Start with a lentil and vegetable scramble or a savory lentil porridge. Pair it with a short morning walk to wake up your muscles. Lunch. A lentil and quinoa salad with leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, and citrus dressing. Add a brief bodyweight exercise routine, squats, push-ups, or resistance bands to stimulate muscle growth. Dinner. Red lentil soup with turmeric, spinach, and a drizzle of olive oil. End the evening with gentle stretching, calming breathwork, and lights dimmed for quality sleep. This pattern is more than a diet. It is a rhythm, protein feeding muscles, movement stimulating growth, sleep repairing tissue, and stress balance protecting your progress. Research confirms the power of such integrated approaches. A 2023 meta-analysis in Nutrients found that older adults who combined legume-rich diets with moderate exercise and sleep hygiene not only improved muscle mass, but also experienced better cognitive scores, cardiovascular health, and overall well-being. In other words, the combination does not just extend life, it extends the years of life lived in strength, clarity, and independence. The bottom line is this: lentils are not a magic bullet, they are a cornerstone. When paired with lifestyle habits that reinforce your biology, they become part of a strategy that keeps you vital for decades. Each meal, each workout, each night of good sleep is a vote for the kind of future you want. Over time, those votes add up to a body and mind that defy the ordinary trajectory of aging. We began this journey with a simple but surprising truth. There is a food that delivers more protein than eggs and can fight one of the greatest threats to healthy aging: sarcopenia. That food is the humble lentil. Along the way, we uncovered 6 powerful insights. We saw that lentils provide a protein profile rich in the amino acids your muscles crave, with leucine acting as the ignition key that sparks muscle growth. We explored how lentils help overcome anabolic resistance, that stubborn barrier that makes it harder to build muscle as we age. We discovered that pairing lentils with micronutrients like vitamin C, magnesium, and omega-3s multiplies their benefits, turning each meal into a symphony of muscle support. We learned that lentils protect not just muscles, but also blood vessels, immune defenses, and even brain health. We discussed practical strategies for preparing, cooking, and timing lentil meals to maximize their impact. And finally, we connected the dots between nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress balance to create a complete blueprint for long-term vitality. Here's what is really happening inside your body when you make this shift. With every spoonful of lentils, amino acids begin circulating in your bloodstream, knocking on the doors of your muscle cells. Your vessels open to deliver oxygen. Your immune system calms its overreactions. Your neurons fire with greater clarity. The small daily act of choosing lentils becomes a ripple that touches nearly every system in your body. And over weeks and months, those ripples accumulate into visible strength, steadier energy, sharper focus, and renewed independence. But knowledge only matters if it turns into action. So here's my challenge to you. Choose one lentil-based meal this week. Notice how it makes you feel. Then build from there. Add another meal. Experiment with different varieties. Pair them with colorful vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. Align your meals with movement, prioritize restorative sleep, and protect your calm. Each step is a small but powerful vote for your future self. Do not wait until weakness or fatigue becomes a wake-up call. Start now, because the earlier you invest in your muscles, the more years of independence, freedom, and vitality you will protect. If this message has resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe and join our BioBites community. Here, we translate cutting-edge science into practical, life-changing strategies you can use every single day. Together, we can rewrite the story of aging, one meal, one choice, one life at a time. So tonight, as you sit down to dinner, remember, in that humble bowl of lentils lies not just protein, but strength, resilience, and the promise of a healthier tomorrow.